Good evening, everyone. I hope you're having a nice, cozy night, because it's pretty dark and cold out there. There's a bad wind blowing in off the wharf in this heartless city we find ourselves in, this heartless city called Twitch. My name's Philip, and I'm the Noir Master C, and welcome to our very first session of Long Lost Noir, Gray in the Dark. And now I want you to imagine that just like a really weird saxophone forward song plays, and it's a lot of shots of like glasses with light glinting on them, and there's like a lady with lipstick and she's walking somewhere, and I want you to imagine like a 90s like pay cable intro for like a noir series, because that's what I want to imagine. Hi, my name is Philip. I'm the Noir Master of this game, and we are here to finally start our crazy noir, long lost noir centric game using all of these classes and races from the book that we currently have on Kickstarter. So I definitely recommend everybody check that out. Go over to our Kickstarter. I think I know how to do key commands here. Is that? No, it didn't work. Yeah, it did work. Look, it took a second, but it did it. Yeah, that's our Kickstarter. Check that out. I understand Twitch. Oh my god, this is all. I'm exhausted 20 seconds into talking in this game every time. Yeah, so we're running this Kickstarter, all these crazy classes. We're just trying to raise money for artwork, like such as this artwork that is behind me here. It's really cool. Go to the Kickstarter, you can see bigger shots of it, and you are going to get to see some of these characters actually in action tonight, which is super fun and exciting. Before we jump into all of that, I do want to thank Jason Charles Miller for the huge raid last night of like a trillion people. That was very cool. Also want to thank our subs. I want to thank Minnesota Twins for gifting another sub last night as well. So kind to do that. We got lots of fun stuff on this channel as well as Kickstarter, so we appreciate all the support from everybody. I'm also, because this is the very first session of this game, I would love for our players and characters to kind of go around and introduce themselves. And let's start. We'll start above me with Jeremy. If you just would say what you're playing, who you are. You can say your favorite shade of gray if you'd like to. I'd say your favorite color, but there aren't any.
All right. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Leo the mannequin. Who is complicated to describe. How much should I be saying before we start the game?
That's what I was curious about too.
I think you can just say you're kind of the way you can say you're a mannequin spirit medium.
All right. Well, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Leo the mannequin spirit medium. I'm a wooden person who pulls spirits into my body and uses them to fight. So that'll be cool.
Just pull them on in.
Just come on in.
Here's one over here. Let's pull it in.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Mario, would you like to introduce yourself and your character?
Yes, name's Mario. Character I'm playing is Luminus, a dragonborn believer who's a very simple man on a very simple quest. Just wants one thing in life and hopes he gets it.
Nothing concerning about the sound of that at all. Vanda, would you like to go next?
Greetings, my name is Sha'Nehl. It is an old elvish name. I am also a mannequin, and I also channel spirits. Oh, and my favorite color is 18% gray.
I feel like, is Sha'Nehl old elvish for number 5?
Yes.
Anybody? No, don't worry about it.
No.
KJ.
I was muted. I'm KJ. I'm playing Duchess Contessa, who is a cartoon. Yeah. And she's an alcoholic now because she misses color. She wasn't an alcoholic 2 weeks ago. She is an alcoholic now. Yeah. And that's all Philip's fault.
Yeah, KJ genuinely used to be one of my best friends. And
I took him off of my favorites from my
yeah,
fast contact list.
Yeah,
I had to.
The number of texts I'm receiving now, it's like it is cratered. Ka.
Hi there. My name is Ka, and I am playing a half-orc gumshoe. Though I'm not going to be doing any solid villain or crime fighting today. I solved the crimes. I did them because I'm part of the mafia. So,
it was me in whatever room this is, with whatever this is in my hand.
I win. Give me the money.
Give me the money.
Give me the money or I'll do it to you too.
I killed Mr. Body.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll do it again.
And I'll do
He
it
asked
again
for it.
too.
He asked for it. I've seen the movie.
God.
He asked for it 100%.
I think that's fair. Very good. And then lastly, in case anyone couldn't tell, I'm going in clockwise order, like around me from what's on the Twitch screen. Anthony.
Hi, my name's Anthony, or Anton, and I am playing the very young rat folk professor of Arcana by the name of Scrakk Brakkim, who had a part to play in the tragedy that has unfolded in our world, and is very guilty about it and currently drinking himself. Well, maybe not to death, but doing a lot of drinking in a tavern.
Can't drink with me.
Well, you may not know that he was at the cause of it. Is Scrakk?
I'm taking that meta knowledge with me. Fuck you. No, you can't drink with me.
Is Scrakk rat folk for either Doogie or Sheldon?
I'm not sure the reference on that one.
Big Bang Theory is Sheldon.
I hate
Doogie
Big Bang
Howser?
Theory
Yeah.
with passion, so
I'm going with known prodigies. Doogie Howser? Not familiar with Doogie Howser?
definitely not Sheldon,
like-
so we'll go with Doogie by default. Yeah.
Oh,
I think
like Doogie.
I know
the
Doogie,
answer
but I was
is
like,
it's neither.
Sure.
was like,
I guess
Oh.
he's a doctor, not a professor. That one was a
Yeah.
stretch.
Okay.
I
Listen,
forgot to
guys,
say
it was a
my
stretch.
Hauser MD.
I forgot to say my
I-
favorite color is hex code 707070.
70. Gotcha. I really like 797979. That one appeals to me. I've got a question for all of you. I did not. This is the last thing. I'm just asking this on air for our friends out there watching. I just let them all know how much money they have to start with, and it's pretty funny. There was we're in a recession. It's like a huge depression. It's bad news. War messed with everybody. Not a lot of work going around unless you're in the mob. But there is one last question I have for your characters. I'm going to sort of basically, I'll state this for this last time. You can make your decisions here. You can also start this habit. If you want to stop, it is not easy. If you wish to be a smoker, you are smoking a lot. And I don't want to, this is just kind of a thing that's the case. I'm not trying to glorify or promote, but you will look so cool if you smoke. You'll look so awesome if you smoke, but you gotta smoke all the time. Yes,
The
you can put
channel's
it out.
18 plus, right?
We have mature warning on it. You can put your cigarette or whatever out, to do a stealth check or something, but basically you're doing it. Whenever you're smoking, you get a +3 bonus to any charisma check you make. You're a better liar with that cigarette. You're a better performer when you're at the piano. Whatever it is you're doing, you get a +3 bonus. In addition, I will ask you to make Constitution saving throws all the time. If you go up the stairs, Constitution saving throw.
How bad do you smell?
It's not great. You look so cool, it doesn't take your charisma down. But you do. Also, it might cost money, although you can get a cigarette for a copper here. You can bum one. It's not that crazy. They're pretty available here because
They haven't taxed it.
Do we do 1 fire damage if we put it out on somebody?
in certain circumstances, I would let you do a fire damage, sure. But the problem is if the person's into it, they might get temporary hit points. If they're like, yeah, 5 temporary hit points because somebody put a cigarette at them and called them trash.
Wouldn't it still take damage, but just give them inspiration?
I think it's
Take
a
1 damage
situation
and
of
gain 2 temp hit points.
it's like they take the damage, but then they have more temp hit points, so they can take more. Like the first one hurts them, and the rest of it they're like, yeah.
This masochist enemy sounds interesting.
So the point being, if anyone would like to be a smoker, it's kind of this bargain. You'll get a lot of abilities on your charisma, but like real smoking, it's a terrible idea. Don't do it. Do we have any smokers? You can always start.
Wait, if I'm
Stopping
immune
is
to
hard.
disease,
What?
No, you're not
If I'm
immune.
You're
immune
not
to
immune to
disease.
disease.
Oh, I'm not
They
immune to
changed
disease.
it.
You're immune to poison, not disease.
Okay.
I really
Oh, really? I
disagree.
thought it was the other way
Mannequins should
around.
be able to smoke, but
Mannequins you're completely able to smoke. You'll look rad.
without impunity. Or
But the smoke will corrode your kind of your lungs inside.
Due to my
I
quest,
have
I
lungs
can't be a
since
smoker.
when?
Anyway,
have
I am
lungs.
actually immune to disease.
You are immune to disease. But it'll also just fill your lungs with tar. It's not just a disease. The only creatures who are immune to it are smoking ones because they're smoke. They're also immune to cloud kill. I don't care. How often's a cloud kill gonna come up? You know what? The one time a cloud kill comes up and they're just walk through it, that's fine. Interesting character choice. They can't see in the dark. Any takers on smoking?
Is Duchess Contessa really not going to smoke?
Let's vote.
She
kids.
has cartoon cigarettes that don't actually hurt her.
She can do cartoon cigarettes that don't that they don't give her a charisma bonus, but they also don't.
That's just gonna be her thing. Everything. Yeah, I've got
She's
cartoon
going to have that
equivalents.
long, like, cigarette holder.
No, it's absolutely like the Cruella de Vil. Yeah, no. Absolutely.
So no takers.
No, I work for the mob.
I
I'll
can't-
categorically
I can't do
refuse
it.
to play any smokers.
Fair enough. I'm into it. Very good. Well, in that case, way to go, you bunch of pansies. Let's. I guess. I think we have. I think that's like the last question I was going to ask you guys, and I wanted that one on stream so I could explain the insane smoking rules in this game. So I think in that case we are ready to begin.
all right.
All right. Then in that case, okay. It's so fun to start a truce, like a session one. I don't know how many DMs are out there. Like, it's really like a full-on session one is a lot of fun because, you got no idea what's going on.
You just don't know what you're getting.
Yeah,
I'll go downhill from there.
I often really enjoy in these games, like sometimes you guys know I have plans. Sometimes you hit them hard at the beginning and like find out what they are. Other games, it's a slow play, and I'm just gonna let them talk and get to know each other, and then I'll start twisting the knife. The point is, it's gonna be glorious. I'm so excited to do this with you. Once again, for those of you who missed last week, this is my original D&D party, all together here over Zoom. We've been playing together for, we are around 4.5 years right now with some of you. It'll be 5 years, the whole group together in, I think I looked it up in November, is when we'll have all been playing together for 5 years. 5 years?
Yay.
2017 was 5 years ago because time means nothing. Just like supposed friendships. Okay. So with that, it's funny because I say that I'm the bad one, if that's not clear. Like, I'm speaking of it callously to mask my own guilt and pain.
You have no.
As you should.
Oh my god, Guilt and Pain is such a good noir name. Like Payne. My name is Guilt and Pain. Alright. Anyway.
With a couple of heavies.
Yeah,
That guy
exactly.
definitely smokes.
Yeah. Oh, Guilt and Pain smokes so much. Well, in that case, we're going to begin, wouldn't you know it, on a rainy night in San Termino. It's dark and cold, but the lights of the city are glowing. All the way from the Biscuit to Howard Park. There's a fog rolling in off the water, and the Statue of Destiny stands above it, holding her hand aloft. What used to be a brilliant green flame held in that hand, welcoming everyone to the city, is now a dull glow, white like all the other light. There's no color in San Termino, or anywhere for that matter. It's been a few years since the war ended. Things have mostly returned to normal. Everyone's hustling for what little you get. The main difference is how many more people there are in this city. The war hurt a lot of countries across the water. And boat after boat is coming to Justoria, this open land of justice and opportunity, to try to make their fortune. And the first stop is Destiny Island. As we look over the skyline of San Termino, we find ourselves in an area called the Snub. It sort of juts off into the water, kind of at the end of Margaret Street coming out of Broadside. In the Snub is a neighborhood called Little Trachiloi. This is where a lot of the orcs live. A lot of orcs have been coming to this country for years, long before the war. And among certain corners, there's a reputation of some of the Trachilians that there's a criminal element that has come to this city and has managed to get its hands on a few local industries, some illicit, some not. And one of these illicit trades right now is in potions of healing. Potions of any kind, really. That low-level common magic potions that used to flow so plentifully. And now that all the color's gone, brewing them has become significantly harder. So much so that a lot of them have been deemed illegal due to their presumed harmfulness, since it's hard to tell what's in them. Certain bars have opened that will sell these, especially when the watchful eye of the San Termino Police Department aren't looking there thanks to payoffs and protection rackets. And some of these speakeasies, understandably, are run by this orcish mafia. One such speakeasy is a joint most people call the Alley. It's just on the edge of Little Trachiloi. And unlike some of the other sort of, bars deeper in, the Alley does serve a large number of just standard beverages. It's not only kind of, things that have been spiked with people searching for, a potion of this or that. There's plenty of just straight up alcohol to be had, but there's other things too, but that's often in little backroom deals. The Alley is where we're going to begin tonight's game. As we push in through the rain, we find ourselves inside this relatively well-maintained space. Dominic, do you want to... I'm not putting you on the spot here, but what condition do you think you have this bar kept in, generally speaking?
Dominic probably isn't the... Well, based on my stats, he probably isn't the most organized of the people, so it probably would be more dingy and dirty if it wasn't for the hard work of the bartender / main employee.
Then in that case, we'll say that the bar area is humble but very clean, very well organized, very, very well taken care of. Out in the actual floor, it is just crushed peanut shells, tables all bunched together with chairs. Doesn't look like it's been swept in a while. You do actually have, I might not have included your busboy on your sheet, I just realized.
Oh, I have a busboy.
I didn't tell you about, so there's kind of a bar back, there is, so this is an introduction to him as well. Dominic, we're going to sort of start with you sort of standing here in the bar room. There is this incredibly old hobgoblin who's currently sleeping in a chair on the far edge with holding a broom, sort of snoring softly. His name is the Onion.
The Onion.
The Onion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's kind of a, like some of the other, he's one of the only two like employees of this place. Now there's other people in here, but he is one of the people who kind of was grandfathered in when you got the place. The other is the bartender. Her name is Cynthia. She's a human woman. She is currently, pouring drinks for. There is only one person currently sitting at the bar. And I say person, but what I really mean is a beautifully painted cartoon. Duchess, would you like to describe yourself as you are poured a drink by Cynthia?
Her hair is gray, her dress is black, her skin is grayish, her fur coat is another shade of gray. But the fur coat's on the stool next to her because she's indoors.
Understandable. Can you, non-chromatically, she's what? She looks like a human?
Yes, she's a human. She used to be blonde. She used to have beautiful blue eyes. And really shiny, like red shoes. They're just kind of shiny now and not red.
Fair enough. And she's
they
a
were
little
like
bit
slutty Wizard of Oz shoes is what they were.
And she has a pretty serious like
look.
slit going up her dress,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. She's
See all the way up to the gray. Yeah.
Some of us took the loss of color harder than others.
to the gray. Oh dear. She is so she's kind of va-va-voom, right? She's more on the Jessica Rabbit side of things. Okay. And her name is Duchess.
She's probably not as Jessica Rabbit as Jessica Rabbit, but
No. Well, she is currently
Not that top
being
heavy.
no.
she is currently being poured another drink by Cynthia Park. This sort of human woman, sort of pale skin, her hair is in a short bob. She has very light bags under her eyes, but one of the few advantages of sort of a monochromatic thing is such things are often kind of covered up because the difference in color is a little less intense, so but she looks very tired. She looks like she's been working hard. She kind of tops off your beverage. What do you think the Duchess is drinking?
I guess a martini.
Martini. She'll kind of just pour in another martini. She kind of had made a larger one, and she just kind of pours an extra one in for you. You do hear the sounds of pages being flipped, Duchess. And you sort of see Cynthia sort of reach down and kind of touch something in a kind gesture. Duchess, why don't you make a perception check? I think you're around here enough that this is not a super high DC, but let's see if it's something you even notice. First roll of the
Should
game.
I use my gray dice or my slightly grayer dice?
I would say in this case you should probably use your gray dice.
Okay, that's this one here. Perception check?
Yeah.
That is a 14.
With a 14, you kind of have heard enough and heard like a little just like she kind of makes a hushing sound. You know that there is a little boy sitting kind of with his back to the back of the bar, reading a book. You've seen this kid a few times. He's a half-orc. Based on the way she's always, playing with his hair and telling him to be quiet, you assume this is Cynthia's child. I don't think you've ever chatted with him directly or anything. But you've seen him a couple of times. Cynthia kind of pats him on the hair and kind of just shoots a quick look over at a rather intimidating orc, sort of standing kind of like towards the door to the back room. Dominic, if you'd like to describe yourself.
Dominic is a very, very intimidating beast of an orc. Pretty young by, actually, given how orcs usually just throw themselves at danger, he's actually pretty old for a orc at the ripe old age of 25-ish years old.
Probably the case.
He is well dressed in a suit, as all mafias need to be. There's a strict dress code amongst the members of the family. Dominic here. And he is currently, what is it? Basically absent-mindedly shuffling a card between his fingers because he is proficient in the playing card set, as he just is casually doing business around the place. Though he's not he's of average intelligence, so he's not the stewardly type. So it's just more of making sure there's no trouble.
Now, this will be entirely up to you for where you might have assigned people. There are a couple of individuals who are kind of like associates who are sort of at your disposal, associates in the organization. You, of course, are a Soldado. You know, you're a made orc. You're an orc of honor. So you've got a couple of, associates, kind of people on the take, people you help out. Are these
Yes,
are they here? Or do you have them? Do you like them to hang around the place, or do you kind of like to send them
I don't
elsewhere?
mind them hanging around the place. Yeah, there's one. Let's see. There's one very cool orc, Ambrosia Cringe. Is the last name Cringe?
Yeah.
Wow.
And Ambrosia is.
I imagine from the name Ambrosia, that sounds like a woman's name.
Ambrosia is a woman. Ambrosia is an orc. Dominic, I'll tell you, you've seen her. It's impressive to see an orc that this is this cool under pressure. You know, you have no concern that she's going to go flying off the handle. If anything, you feel like sometimes she's waiting too long for an okay. It's not so much that she's afraid. Yeah. Like, you have seen her get stabbed and then look back at you like, so are we fighting now?
Jeez.
Like, she's very cool. She doesn't lose her temper. She doesn't get flustered. She also,
What's her race?
She's an orc.
Okay.
So she's over there. She's kind of sitting. She's in a pretty nice suit herself. Not as nice as yours, of course, Dom.
Of course.
And that is your other associate there as well?
Yes, they're both here because of reasons.
Understood.
My other associate is you can go.
No, please.
He is brickborn of folk of bricks. Is he literally made of bricks, or is just animated bricks? Or
they look sort of brick-like. Like, think of some of the is it the angry guy from Inside Out? That's like not a bad reference for the brickborn. They're real kind of square. Like their heads are kind of square. They're very brick-like, but they are fleshed. Like, they bleed if you cut them.
Like if swamps had arms and legs.
Swamps are a great reference for brickborns. Yeah.
I imagine they've just finished my previous assignments to them, as they're doing some, more personal business on my behalf, as
understood,
based on what I was trying to accomplish here, separate from the family.
And what is the name of your brickborn associate?
Zipgun.
Zipgun
is his name.
Zipgun, unless you are explicitly telling him not to, is currently playing with pieces to put a gun together. Because Zipgun is just constantly putting together improvised guns, because that's his game.
I assigned him to one little corner where there's these bullet holes from various guns, and I'm not bothered to fix anything. Just put him there.
So Zipgun's
localize all the damage.
Zipgun's in his corner playing with his guns. And to Duchess, you encounter those people. Now, there are also a good number of just orcs in the place drinking, as well as a few elves who kind of have come in here. It's a slow night. There's maybe like 6 other people. The Duchess is the only person sitting at the bar, kicking back her. Roll a d4 for me, Duchess.
4, 3.
So this is her 3rd martini.
Okay.
That's not really. She's just getting going here. Cynthia makes him pretty strong for her because she knows Duchess seems to want it and need it. But the door opens, Dominic, and someone you haven't seen in your bar appears there. I actually need everyone else to please roll a d20.
Who's next?
I rolled a natural 20. What a waste.
A natural 20.
I rolled a natural 1.
No.
I'm right in the middle with a 10.
All right, Luminus, what do we
Perfectly
got?
balanced.
16.
16. Sha'Nehl.
Hmm?
You appear in this doorway. And, Dominic, you see a mannequin. Sha'Nehl, if you describe yourself.
Well, I look a lot like my this picture in my background.
Fair enough.
You know, just elf, but elves look like
With an entire coat.
a long coat, a hat, and
Long coat,
feather
hat. So for a second, you think it probably is just an elf, Dominic. What is your passive perception, actually?
Let's see. My passive. It starts from 8, right? I'm proficient.
10.
Actually, I'm
I think it starts
expertise
at
in
10.
perception.
10 plus.
So 15 is my current passive perception, I believe.
You glance up, and for a split second, you think it's an elf, but you then pretty quickly see that it is a mannequin looking like an elf. Duchess, you notice Cynthia go, like, kind of just a bit of a startled thing as she glanced over and sees someone coming in and kind of just looks down and continues pouring a drink.
Oh no, honey, is it your ex again?
What? No, it's nothing. Let's not talk about. She kind of just pats the kid's head for a couple of seconds. Hi, can I get you something? She says to Sha'Nehl.
Oh, hello. I sit down by the bar. A club soda, please, with a twist.
You got it. She pours a club soda. Sha'Nehl, you see a small half-orc face just peek up. Go back down behind the bar. She sets a club soda down next to you. And then she kind of says to Duchess, It's almost never going to be that, by the way, so you really can stop asking if that's what's bothering me, Duchess.
Wait, it was that last week, wasn't it? Is this not the rose? Is today Tuesday?
Oh, God.
Tuesdays I go to the rose, so either it's not Tuesday, or I took a wrong turn back at Albuquerque again.
Turn my head, I look at her and try to figure out what the hell she's talking about.
Would you like a club soda, Duchess?
No.
This is what this... Okay, of course
No.
not. Go ahead and...
Those were even colorless in the before times, so no.
She set down your club soda. She kind of gives Dominic a look. Sha'Nehl, you have come here. I started mentioning this and then completely forgot to sort of explain the full thing of this. But Sha'Nehl, you actually were invited to meet someone
Who invited me?
this bar. Somebody named Tachia Brunotti. And I will say that you looked around and you don't see her in here.
What race is she?
Tachia is a bugbear. And
On my list?
she is someone you have known. And I'll sort of say, might be other people who have come here to meet her, but at present you don't see her, so you are simply waiting. But the door is filled once again by another figure walking into the speakeasy. Luminus, would you like to describe yourself as you step in out of the rain?
He's pretty tall, just over 6 feet. A bit slimmer. He's not like a bulgy guy. He's just just enough meat on his bones. He's wearing kind of nice light pants and a pretty decent looking jacket that's zipped up halfway with like an unbuttoned shirt at the top with no tie. But I go straight to the bar and I just go, please, tell me you're not out. Tell me you still have some.
Oh, she's kind of looking at Dominic kind of giving you the look as if, is this okay?
I give this guy a once over. Does he look like the authorities to me?
Make an insight roll.
Insights. Do I have where is that? Oh, +1 only? Alright, let's do it. 16.
If he's a cop, he's using. But you probably don't think he's a cop. He looks like someone who's come in here, like, mad for something. But I'll also say he's as intense as a lot of the junkies are, a lot of the potion junkies. But
I know what the sort looks like.
It's not that. He's intense like them, but it's not. He doesn't read as a cop. He doesn't read as a junkie. Maybe he reads as someone who's both, but you don't even think that's the case.
I'll just shoot a glance over at Ambrosia, and I try to look at Zipgun, but I think Zipgun is currently trying to fix a gun right now.
Ambrosia gives you a glance.
So then I'll just nod at Cynthia.
Okay, Cynthia nods. Kind of hears your nod and goes, "Of course, sir. Have a seat. What's your poison? Greater, superior?
No, I've heard through the grapevine.
Animal friendship?
And please, I've been all over. Tell me you have the milkshake."
A milkshake?
Yeah, the milkshake.
Oh, I mean, I actually can make milkshakes. I have made them on occasions. She looks at someone below the bar. Sure, you want just a milkshake with ice cream and milk?
Yes, but do you have the flavor? Flavor.
What's the flavor?
The rarest of all, cookies and cream.
I have the look of desperation. Like,
she shoots a look at Dominic again. Who shrugs at her.
I'm confused.
She throws the towel over her shoulder and says, "I'll see what I can whip up." Then in Orcish, do you speak Orcish, Luminus?
I do because of
You speak
Wait, no,
Orcish?
that's not Orcish. That's incorrect. I speak Dwarvish.
You speak Dwarvish. So
That's incorrect. I don't speak Orcish.
Do you speak Orcish for? I don't think you do, but just I'll ask.
No.
In case. Okay. So she says in Orcish. So Dominic, you hear this, but she sort of says, "Sweetie, do you want some of a cookies and cream milkshake?" And this little voice just goes, "Yeah." So she sets to beginning to try to put together. There is a freezer. She's got some ice cream because there's a kid. She's got some cookie. There's a kid. So she's gonna try to put something together for Luminus. She gives Dominic a look though, like is this weird? And I will say that Dominic at this point, Ambrosia's seen this, and Ambrosia, she's like taken off her coat. So, her like knife is kind of hanging right here, and she's kind of, she's sitting up at attention. Like if this is some weird thing, she's ready to move for you. But if you're waving her off, she'll lean back.
I was like, this is really weird, but if you just ask for cookies and cream, I mean, people are that crazy about ice cream flavors. I guess people have started wars over whether vanilla or chocolate was the correct flavor.
Fair enough.
The vanilla chocolate wars, I remember them well. Chocolate.
So, she begins putting together this concoction. As she does so, another individual walks through the door. And I think unlike with Sha'Nehl, this is more obviously a painted, oddly shaped thing. Leo, if you would describe yourself as you enter.
Yes, I walk through the door and you see a strangely attractive old man mannequin.
Don't tell me how to feel about your looks. Don't.
Strangely, he doesn't have wrinkles, but he still looks old.
Because he's a mannequin.
But
If he's got them, they're like painted on.
Yes, and he walks into the door, and if you look closely, you can kind of see a seam down the sides of his face. It's expertly put. It looks natural, but like if you look closely, you can
It
tell.
must be one of those old models of the
There's
mannequin.
a bit as if somebody had placed the face on top of the mannequin, or into a crevasse in the head area. Anyways, he walks in. He's just wearing a coat. Takes off his hat and he kind of meanders over to the bar and sits down and. Hello, can I
Cynthia kind of has glanced back, and Duchess, you once again hear her go, "Fuck." Hello, have a seat. And now, are you sitting next to Sha'Nehl at the bar? Or have you, because now there's Sha'Nehl and Luminus and the Duchess all at this bar. Where do you think you've kind of gone to?
I know him, but I don't know if we know each other.
You have seen him, but you have not, like, you're not close.
Yeah, so
You
he
haven't
doesn't
spoken.
really know who I am then.
Probably, well,
I haven't the foggiest.
he it's possible he might, but it seems at this point he does not. But she kind of looks back and Duchess, though you're a bit inebriated, you're also a good reader of people. Would you make an insight roll on old Cynthia Park for me?
Uh-huh. Not proficient in insight. Oh, but I rolled pretty well. So 19 total?
19. Okay, great. And this was not a super high DC because she's reacted big to it twice now. Cynthia seems a little bit creeped out by these fucking mannequins.
Ah, okay.
On account of how shall I phrase this? Them being terrifying.
Sure, yeah.
So she's
I'm better made.
she's
I'm
just
not like him.
she's very startled whenever they pop in.
I made very competently. I just look horrifying no matter what.
She kind of turns back and she's in the midst of like putting some things together and like kind of like dusting off this weird big machine sort of on the back of the bar. There's this kind of large but slender dragonborn sitting here. There's a tune. There's an inked and painted tune. Real knockout on human terms. There's another mannequin, which is kind of interesting. But she kind of, this human woman turns back to you and sort of says, do you, what can I get you?
Yes, well, ordinarily, in such an establishment such as this, I would order a nice martini, but I promised Leon that I would order vodka on the rocks, if you have it.
Okay. Yeah, I got vodka. She just.
Alright, you're gonna finish my drink first, though, right?
Well, yours is gonna take a little. Like while explaining it, she's like, "Well, yours is just gonna take a little more time, and I can just give him his vodka, pretty quick."
Okay.
And she's kind of pulling. She's putting cookies and ice cream, and like she's basically got like a box of cookies, and she's like crushing them up a little bit, kind of like. Those are stale. She gets rid of those. She grabs a different box. She's kind of going through some stuff. But Leo, she hands you a vodka on the rocks pretty quickly. So now Leo, Sha'Nehl, and the Duchess all have their beverages. Dominic, you are now looking at 4 curious figures lined up along your bar. As Cynthia is making one of them a milkshake, which as far as you can tell, is not a known code for any, kind of potion cocktail. So, and the guy seemed to and he hasn't objected that she's using ice cream and such. So far, I will say that Ambrosia is still very much at attention, just like ready to do whatever you need. Her eyes are entirely on Luminus. She doesn't seem to be clocking these mannequins at all.
Right.
Zip gun.
Say, can I? Sorry. If you do notice when he gets the vodka, Leo holds it up to his nose and goes, "Oh, revolting," and then takes a sip of it.
Cynthia gives you a look, Dominic.
Rude.
We
have the finest vodka here, I assure you.
Oh no, it's not the quality of the vodka. Vodka itself is disgusting to me, but I promised Leon I would have this drink, so here we are. Oh,
hell's going on?
She's blending something.
Is
She grabs a little spoon, she puts it in the blender.
this one of those newfangled
Starts
variety shows? Is this hidden candid camera?
Just about to get punked.
Once again, a figure, well, in this case, does not really fill your door, but the door sort of to the bar opens.
So I'm imagining the doors open, the camera's up there, and sees nothing. Then
yeah, has to kind of look down. And standing there, would you like to describe Scrakk for us?
Yes, Scrakk is not so much standing there as trying to hurry in before the door closes because it's rather difficult for him to hold it open, being about just over 2 feet tall. You all see him come in, and he's wearing what look a little bit like maybe lab clothes. They're worn and well kept, but rather disheveled. And under each arm, he has what is a normal-sized book to most of you, but looks comically large on him. Looks up. He seems to be muttering to himself under his breath. He quickly glances around the room and doesn't even seem to register most of what's there, but he'll go directly to whatever table is the farthest away from everybody else, almost subconsciously.
You go to the table. I will say, what is your passive perception for Scrakk?
Passive perception is 11.
11. Yeah, that's fine. And what are Sha'Nehl and Leo's passive perceptions?
14.
14.
I have a 13.
You guys are having your drinks. It's a bar. I mean, you noticed someone come in. If you want to, you certainly notice a rat folk coming in, but nothing's immediately registering. If you'd like to look into it, you're welcome to.
Well, because of my background, don't I sort of look at everybody with a suspicious
Yeah,
eye?
go ahead and make a perception roll.
My perception's 14.
It's still 14.
The 14.
No
Your perception is
difference.
14. This is less of. This is more like. You know what though? You would have seen certain documents. Duchess, go ahead and make one too.
A what? What is this?
A perception
roll?
Yeah, perception check.
16.
Yeah, in your case, it's not a. You clock a rat folk wandering over to a bar towards the back. The table that's furthest from everyone's Scrakk is closest to this brickborn in the corner who's like who's tinkering with some stuff. And he's just kind of muttering to himself. Like,
Scrakk barely seems to notice the people there. He just, first he takes one of these books and puts it on the seat, and then he climbs up on top of it so he can see the table, and opens up the other book and starts. He almost seems lost to the room already. He starts reading through a section of it.
Scrakk, I'll actually have you make a wisdom saving throw.
Sure.
This is not a damaging thing or anything. This is just kind of a, like...
15.
With a 15, you momentarily remember why you came here. Which is you are meant to meet Tachia Brunote. But if you glance around the room, you can see if you haven't noticed her passively, so you remember that's why you're here. If you'd like to, if you'd like to look for her, you can. Or you can just figure she'll find you.
If I don't notice her on a glance, I'll assume that she'll find me and go back to what I'm
Fair
reading.
enough. So there's just a rat folk reading in a corner, one mannequin drinking a vodka on the rocks and hating it, another mannequin drinking a club soda and feeling nothing because it's club soda, a cartoon drinking vodka, an orc watching, and a dragonborn who is desperate to get his hands on the sort of silky dairy mixture that is this ice-cold mixture that is being poured into a glass by Cynthia. She picks up a cookie and puts it on top, kind of looks around, grabs a spoon, She kind of looks at Luminus for a second. No, she's got to do things right. She sets the thing down out of your reach, Luminus. She then slowly washes the spoon in the sink. Dries it. Okay. She puts the spoon in. She sets it over there. And then you notice, Luminus, that she takes a little bit of kind of what's left in the blender and just dips it into a smaller glass, which she places seemingly below the bar. But Luminus, I can't imagine you're focusing on that part. Duchess, Sha'Nehl, Leo, you all might have noticed that. But Luminus, what you have before you is a cookies and cream milkshake, a la Cynthia Park.
Just take a deep breath. Please, please, please. And then I take a sip. What do I taste?
Luminus, it's good. It's a pleasant taste. But it's not the taste.
I start crying.
That bad, huh?
Oh, it's fine. It tastes tasty. It's delicious. It's just not what I'm looking for. I'm sorry. I'm not normally like this.
Duchess will pull out cartoon tissues and put them in front of him.
I take them and do that.
But it's a tissue. It's the whole box. It's the whole box.
Luminus, as you pick one up and sort of smear it on your face, it just becomes paint. Kind of like it's an easy enough paint to sort of wipe off, and it seems to evaporate, but it is not really a tissue for the purpose of this. It's kind of this.
Does he get one like cartoony, where like it flutters out before it goes away? Or
I think actually as he does this, the tissue very softly just kind of goes, "Well, buy a girl a drink first."
I'd like to take out a small notepad and take some notes.
Sha'Nehl does.
Yes.
This is so weird to Dominic. Dominic's gonna walk over to the entrance and then just look around and see what the heck is going on.
Who's coming in?
Dominic, Dominic, actually make a perception check in that case.
And I'll slowly start drinking the milk.
17.
17. Actually, I should roll against it.
What?
Dominic, you glance around, you see no one, and then in the doorway across the street, you see just the red of like a cigarette.
No, you don't.
That's true. Thank you so much. What you see across the street is just a white kind of prick of light that kind of goes up, maybe a bit of smoke on it, but you don't really even see anyone, but somebody is smoking across the street watching you.
Quick question.
Good save, thank you.
If Duchess is smoking she's not at the moment, but
Yeah.
if Duchess is smoking a tuned cigarette, does it still smell like a cigarette, or what is it?
It would instantaneously be reminiscent of one, but it wouldn't smell like a cigarette. It would smell like a scratch and sniff sticker of cigarette, you know?
Okay.
Like a smell-o-vision cigarette, so it's like got the extract, but it's not the real thing.
Got it.
So, when I see this, so Dominic's not the type who would shy away. It's like, "Oi, what's going on here? Who are you?"
Out of the shadows, Dominic, walks an orc. She's dressed as well as you, if not nicer. She's in a pinstriped suit, cut to show off her figure. She's got her hair nicely done on one side. Kind of this, like, rather than a tie, kind of like a low-cut look. She goes, "Hey, Dom. Was just standing out here enjoying a cigarette, you know. How you doing, buddy? This is Jumpin' Gianna."
Oh, that's Jumpin' Gianna. Okay.
Yeah, hey, Dom. I was just
it's you.
wondering what you're up to tonight, huh? Saw you got interesting characters going in there, huh?
I'll say, it's not the weirdest night we've ever had. But
It's a freak show in there, baby.
Yeah, but there's this guy here who wants a milkshake. Do you know what a milkshake is?
No, what is it? Maybe it's like a little cold resistance mixed with. I know none of the resistance things work, but is it frosty? Maybe gives you that little. Which one wanted it? Was it the rat?
Wait, what if it's an expired cold resistance thing?
Well, all the resistances they got all screwed up. Oh man, I don't even touch that stuff. Hey Dom, listen. Hey Dom, you guys get any? Listen, I was just wondering if I could maybe like borrow a couple crates from you. You know?
Crates meaning out of character. What does crates mean?
Crates meaning some potions.
Oh.
I just borrow a crate or two, you know, Dom. I got a little thing cooking. And
you know how this goes. They bookkeep this stuff, and they don't let me bookkeep because I'm only a 10 in intelligence, so I can't do that math.
But Dom, you'll get it back. You'll get it back is what I'm saying. You just let me take a little bit. I got something. I'll cut you in on it. Come on. You want to make some money? We can make a lot of money. Come on.
Am I in control of this crate that she's asking for, or is it owned by the family?
It's owned by the family. This is Motsu family material, but I mean, this is your speakeasy. You know, you're welcome to make a little extra money, provided you pay your tributes and you know you don't screw with business. But basically, she's saying, how about I come inside? Maybe I'll settle myself down. I'll have a couple sips. You know what I mean? And we can I can let you know what's going on.
All right.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm not going to decide on the crates just yet, but since you're family, come inside. It's cold out here.
It really is. Sometimes I like it, but sometimes, you know. She tosses her cigarette into the street, walks in, immediately lights another. The rest of you see that kind of this orc stepped out. Now he's coming in with another orc dressed even slightly better than he is, but she seems sort of jittery. She's got her hair all kind of done up, and like then part of her head is shaved. It's a very kind of striking, very cool look. Her suit is perfectly tailored, pinstripes, and she's got a big, you know, flower on one. She looks mob, which is not really to be not expected here, but those of you would all be basically aware of that. She looks at the Toon, who she has seen. Duchess, you're very familiar with this woman. She comes in here a fair bit. Cynthia kind of has a mildly pained expression on her face. But she immediately kind of looks to Dominic as if, like, should I be giving her her usual?
Yeah, sure.
She actually pulls out a drink, and you guys all notice that she kind of grabs a slightly, you can't tell what color it is, but it is a bottle that is emanating a little bit of light from within it, and she pours, like, you know, like a finger of that into a glass. At which point, this orc woman lighting up goes, "Hey, yeah, come on." Cynthia kind of just nods and pours 3 fingers in, and then mixes it with some alcohol. You know, sets it down. Gianna looks at everyone at the bar, takes her drink and goes and sits at a table. Hey, where's that little sweetie? Come on, send him out. Is he here? I want to see him. Let me see the little sweetie. Let me see the little paisan. Cynthia's like, she kind of gives Dominic a slightly pleading look.
Gianna is an underling of mine, right?
Gianna is not. Gianna is your level.
She's my level.
Gianna is your level. Gianna's a soldier like you. The difference is you have been deemed a new person, so they gave you just like a relatively chill thing to oversee. Gianna is someone who, shall we say, she's a good soldier. She will take care of business for the family. She's not the kind of soldier they give a safe house to.
Right. I just pat Gianna on the shoulder and say, let him do his homework.
Homework? He's wasting his time. He's a handsome he's a little Casanova. Casanova, you there? Oh, maybe it's past his bedtime.
happening?
You all hear this, yeah.
It almost sounds like, oh, pretty lady!
Oh, pretty lady. It's like, oh, it's fine. You don't want to come sit on Auntie Gianna's lap? That's fine.
Tonight's weird enough. I don't need any more trouble.
Oh, please, God, you're such a...
I say this out loud. I don't care if
You're
the other characters hear me.
You're such a killer.
We wouldn't know
another
why.
drink of
It's a weird
vodka.
night. It's okay.
I take another drink of vodka.
Scrack's not hearing anything right now while he's reading.
I mean, Duchess is a regular. I know Duchess. It's these other weirdos here. It's like, what the hell is two mannequins coming at the same time here for? It's a sting.
You do have quite an interesting lineup here. Look at that. Mannequins, Dragonborn. That's like a milkshake? It's a milkshake. Hey, Dragonborn, why are you drinking a milkshake?
I finished the milkshake first.
I've heard these milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard, as they say.
They're tasty. And I look at Cynthia. Oh, thank you for
Sure.
trying. Thank you.
You're welcome. It'll be 5 copper, I guess.
Damn. All right. It's worth.
You want another one? I mean, there's a little left. She'll pour a little bit from like the rest of the blender into your thing. You can that's on the house, but
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's some good stuff, though. At least.
if you say
Dominic is looking at Cynthia. Did you put something in there?
Cynthia will just say, because Luminus is so weird, she'll just say out loud to you, Dominic, and not even liquor. In any case, Cynthia just kind of comes back over to Duchess. We'll check on her, her regulars. You want another one? It's not Tuesday. It's not Tuesday.
It's not. No, yeah. No, I learned that when I figured out this wasn't the rose.
Yeah. You're in the alley, Duchess.
Yeah. Okay, so it's Thursday? No. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe another one would refresh my memory.
Sure.
Maybe.
Sure, sweetie. She kind of just... She keeps looking at Gianna, like, nervously, but she'll give you your drink. With that, though, she kind of just stands back at the bar, ready to make another beverage. A couple of the orcs and maybe one of the elves in here, kind of noticing the weirdness, they come over, toss down a few coins, and then they make their way out. You notice Cynthia, like, look at what's been thrown down, which is not really anybody tipping. She's like, great, just, gathers that together, puts that in the cash box and such.
People are so rude sometimes. Here, and I hand her silver.
Oh, she gets you some change.
I said, no, it's fine.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank
I lift up the like tiniest bit left, like.
Thank you. Wow. Thanks. Can I get you something else? How about you want something to wash it down? Ale or a club soda or something?
I mean, how's your vanilla milkshake? I'll take one of those.
Sure. She goes and starts making a vanilla milkshake. It's just a little faster. It's basically what you had. She's just not crushing up any cookies. As this goes off, gotta roll. Ooh, there we go. You hear a voice go, "Yes!" And then You hear this kind of, and Scrakk, this is right next to you. And this brickborn turns around holding a pistol and goes, "It didn't pop apart or anything."
Hey, trigger discipline.
Yeah, so that's actually fair, but it didn't pop apart. I got it. Look, see, huh? Look, the hammer falls off. It was working though. Hold on.
Is he pointing it at Scrakk while he's doing that?
He wasn't really pointing it at anyone. He does have enough, like, whatever, but he was just kind of, but he's right next to Scrakk, and he was trying to show it off to anyone. Then he that falls off, he looks at it, and then he looks up and goes, huh? Kind of seeing that there's a rat folk sitting there.
Can I see what he did wrong with his pistol?
No, I was gonna ask, what's the skill? Like, it's not a skill to know, because Duchess would know guns, right?
Duchess would know guns. You did get to use guns. Duchess, you could go over to it to look it over if you'd like.
Yeah.
Scrakk, if you want to make just a general thing, you could do an investigation roll.
Sure.
But you would have to kind of like go over to it and look at it. You'd have to like hop down and glance at it. It's not a thing you're gonna just see from like 5 feet away or whatever.
Doesn't care that much. He'll look at the guy briefly and go back to his research.
Okay. Duchess, you're coming over?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey.
I don't put on my coat, but I take it with me.
Hey, yeah. Hello, miss.
Hi, you mind if I take a look at what you're working on here?
Please go right ahead, ma'am.
Do I see what went wrong?
You could make do an investigation check, I guess. You could do perception if that's higher. I'll say it if you're close enough.
It is higher.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, doesn't matter. Nat 20.
Oh, great. What does that get you to for perception or
24?
And what would investigation have been?
20.
Okay. So I'll split the difference in that case. You look it over, and the first problem is probably the chewing gum he was trying to use to keep the hammer in place.
Mm-hmm.
The second problem is that, you've disassembled many weapons as you sort of look this over, is the fact that he's built the barrel out of like foil, so it would explode into his hand. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, pretty impressive, right? Huh?
No, this is a great. Your first gun?
No.
No.
I make a lot of them. They mostly blow up, but that makes them gremlin proof.
No, I agree. When they blow up, it is better. What you're doing wrong here is that the gum is not fresh enough. You're gonna need some fresher gum. You got the wrong brand of foil here. That's not gonna do anything for you. You need to get the more expensive brand. Unfortunately, I know it's harder to find, but you got to do that. But then also, you got the stingamajiggy here connected to the wrong what's-it. You need it to this other thing over on the other side there, and that'll help.
Someone is finally speaking my language. That's a great point. Oh my god. Yeah, that's what I call it, the doohickey. Yeah, okay, so put the thingamajig. Fair enough. Well, he kind of lifts the gun up and kind of just like runs his like blocky fingers through it. It just falls apart into a million pieces and goes, start over. Oh, I gotta go get fresh gum. Hey boss, can I go get some gum?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. You want anything?
How about you get me one of those what is it? A chocolate bar, I guess.
Candy?
Yeah, it's weird enough today.
Oh,
I'll just have some candy.
Good point. He kind of like glances over at Cynthia, sort of like smirking, like right, yeah, got it. Candy and gum and yeah, okay. And he marches out into the rain.
Fine, as long as he's out of here, he's not putting any more holes into the corner.
It's true. He walks out. I'll say that at this point, Leo and Sha'Nehl at least, there's certainly a sense that you're here and someone isn't. I'll also say that the two and Sha'Nehl, you've seen Leo before.
Yes.
Go ahead, Leo.
Was I sent here to find somebody? You didn't specify from here.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, you as well are here to meet Tatya Brunotti. I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
That got left out of my email to the three of you. Long day, everybody. Yes, that is your inciting thing as well here. But it has now been, probably half an hour since you arrived right on time or whatnot, and she's not here.
I'll turn to the barmaid.
Do I have a way of contacting her, like calling something?
You probably know her phone number, but you were just like a letter was dropped off to you.
Can I turn to the lady behind the bar, the nice young lady, and I say, I was looking for somebody who's supposed to meet me here.
No, I'm
for,
right. You go ahead. Sorry.
Well,
I'm sorry. I
No, it's quite all right. I'll keep trying until it works out. I was looking for a buggy.
Duchess will have a cartoon blender that she presses.
Behind you, a cartoon blender goes off. When that happens and she can't hear anything, Cynthia just goes, "Yeah, okay," and then just there's dueling blenders.
I'm talking over it. Nobody can hear me because I speak very quietly. But I'm.
Gianna shouts, "Shut up with all that! Oh my god!"
And now there's even more noise because she's shouting as well.
Give me a headache! Cut it out! At this point, Cynthia stops hers. It's basically blended anyway. Duchess, do you continue blending?
No. I mean, man, there's no need to shout. You just gotta ask.
Indeed. Well, I was looking for a bugbear lady. Did you want to come by tonight?
She hands another milkshake to Luminus. A bugbear? No, I haven't seen any bugbears.
Got Ambrosia. You seen any?
Ambrosia just kind of... She's still just staring at Luminus.
It was very thorough. You should check under the tables. I do thank you for that, young lady.
At this point, I would like to turn to Leo. It's like, oh, were you also supposed to meet Tatya, Professor Tatya Brunotti?
Yes, Professor Brunotti.
Yeah,
A pleasure to meet you. My name is Leo.
I know.
Kleitzer.
I know of you. My
At that
name
name,
is
Scrakk
Sha'Nehl.
finally looks up.
I'm also here to meet Professor Brunotti.
Sha'Nehl, something interesting happened, though. This mannequin just said his name is Leopold Kleitzer. And that's a name you definitely know. Another person you met on occasion.
Yeah.
Scrakk, you're also looking up.
Yeah, I finally look up and
But
seem
you
to
are not
notice them for the
Leopold.
first time.
You are, well, you're not really Leopold.
Are those
Well,
names familiar?
That's a philosophical question. Philosophical statement indeed. Are we ever really who we truly say we are? But I assure you.
You
the
always
Leopold Kleitzer
want to be
in the-
called
well,
Leopold?
No, you can call us Leo. Actually.
Yeah. Well, I know the circumstances of his,
You do. Tell you what, I'd like you, Sha'Nehl, to roll a history check. I also want Dominic, you were asking if you know these names, roll a history check for me. Dominic, your DC is incredibly high.
Straight 14, so I've never heard of these names.
Never heard of these people.
I rolled
Are
a
they
10,
both
I have
sitting
nothing to
between-
add,
like, on either
so
side of
I
me?
know nothing.
Yes, the mannequins are now talking across Luminus. I kind of had you guys sit down in order of arrival, so it was Duchess on the corner, then Sha'Nehl, then Luminus, now Leo. So Luminus, you've just got mannequins on either side of you, which would be Cynthia's nightmare. Although now Cynthia's nightmare is this woman jumping Gianna who wants her son on her lap. Duchess, are you back at the bar, or are you sort of just standing there? Duchess?
Are you muted? You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
Sorry. Where was the brick? Was he like in his own little like private booth?
He always gets stuck in a corner because he plays with fake guns. So you walked away from the bar. You kind of came back over and were doing your blender. Are you?
But was it like a nice booth? Was it like a private booth?
Oh,
it is
not
the
after
worst
he sat in there.
booth.
Worst
It is
no,
the
then
booth
she's
with
back at the bar.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha. Understood. And he already walked out. You walked past this little rat folk. But yes, please continue.
Wait.
Your
I walked past the rat folk.
Yeah, the rat folk. This guy.
Can I see what he's reading or doing?
Sure. Make a. I mean, you see that he's reading a book. What you want to see what the book is?
I just wanted. I guess I thought it was more than just a book. I thought he had like paperwork out, and I just wanted to see if it was anything to do with like, if I would if I'd recognize any of the names as like people I killed or whatever.
Is it a
But if it's just a
combination of Old
book,
Elvish
but
and
then-
Deep Speech?
It's Old Elvish and Deep Speech, so that's probably not languages you speak either of those.
No.
Then yeah, gobbledygook.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've kind of come back over the bars. You see these two mannequins arguing across this dragonborn.
Sir,
Arguing.
Or conversing, yeah.
ask me any question that Leopold would know, and I'll have the answer.
Can you channel one of the other ones inside you?
The what?
Can you?
You're aware of them. Have we
Yes.
met before?
No, but I know what happened.
Oh dear. Well, you said your name was Sha'Nehl.
Now, indeed.
I don't
It
like to
happened
change in
back-
public.
during
It
the
disconcerts people, I find.
Yeah, don't change in public, man.
Duchess will interject and say, "Oh, Leo, is it? You're already disconcerted. No, I don't think anything else will make things worse, really."
Oh well,
Well,
if you
true,
say
but-
so, and he
But still don't
grabs his
change
face
in public.
and yanks it to the side as it like goes in under this the seam and like turns as it like the rubber face flattens and goes into the thing, and another face comes out, that of a goblin. He pushes his ears into his head, and they come out pointy.
Well, we all
Yes,
gotta be
that-
wrong sometimes, I guess. So
That
that's
is
fine.
not
That's a neat
better,
trick.
but alright.
Well, we did warn you.
Scrakk gets up from.
It is a bit disconcerting when this happens. We try to avoid doing
It's-
so improperly.
It's fine. He's just such a slow talker. I was losing my mind. I just really needed a different one of you out.
I
Oh,
agree.
well, a pleasure to meet you. My name is Leon.
Yeah, I heard the other guy say that.
Oh, yes. Oh, is that what?
Question.
Yeah, of course.
Scrakk has probably had a lot of OPSEC drilled into him in his work.
Mhm.
Does he think that this conversation might be any type of violation of that, or what they're discussing is not really sensitive?
They're just saying some names, many of which are like publicly known names. Certainly, the idea that they're meeting a person, and you did hear them saying who they're here to meet, so that was.
Yeah.
But there's certainly, I'll say, nothing is a violation, but there's certainly a part of you that's like, no, like let's all tamp down.
Yeah. Scrakk will very reluctantly close his book and get up from the table and walk over to these two. I know who they are. Is that correct?
You, I will say at this, if you, upon seeing them, you recognize them both as mannequins.
Okay.
You are familiar with the fact that the mannequin, that three people, people involved, not only in Project Skipley, but they were doing some stuff. They all died in the creation of a mannequin. You heard the mannequin had sort of nevertheless been born. Now it's saying it's one of them. You also know Sha'Nehl. Sha'Nehl was definitely Hallia's,
Okay.
mannequin. You know she worked for ODE. You would know that.
I'll go over and I will climb up on stool next to them.
Okay.
They, you all were here to meet Tasia as well?
Ah,
Do I know him?
You
Well-
definitely remember Scrakk, yes.
I
Scrakk was
know?
Yeah,
well,
Well,
I guess Leon would.
you
Is he a
don't,
professor?
but you a second ago were.
I remember you, Professor.
Does everybody at the bar know each other?
There are just these
What?
characters talking across.
I
the
got a
chart.
little lost in my reading. What time is it?
I pull out my pocket watch, and then
9:30 at this point.
I turn to Luna and say, "Don't worry, I don't know anyone either. We are in the same boat."
What is everyone's passive perception in this party?
14.
15.
15.
15.
Trash.
Interesting. All right. Then 15 for Dominic and Luminus. I will say that Dominic and Luminus. Actually, the first person is just because of the stat block of the. You guys notice Cynthia, like furrowing her brow and kind of looking up. And then as sort of Dominic and Luminus, it comes to the two of you next. You hear this whistle out in the street, this kind of like faint lyrical tune. This tune that kind of goes, do 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 do. It's just being whistled in a really high pitch. I don't think I can. Yeah, I'm not a good whistler. And it's kind of faint and kind of eerie. And Dominic, there's this moment of something's odd. Gianna's looking up also in slow motion, and her eyes get wide. And she goes, and she jumps onto the ground. What is everyone doing in this brief moment?
Wait, did she dive like? And
She's
flatten
like
herself on the
jumping
ground?
flat onto the ground.
Oh, if Gianna's doing that, I'm doing that. I trust family.
Can I leap over the counter and get behind it?
Certainly. So if everyone, people are beginning to move, there's a sense of this.
Yeah, I'll try and either flat on the ground or get behind something.
Understood.
If I see Leo going over the counter, I'm going over the counter, but I'm just gonna try to
People
take
are
the
kind of
milkshake with me.
so basically in that case, everyone's sort of beginning to take this action. Sha'Nehl, what are you doing?
Also, behind a counter or under a table or something.
Okay. So you kind of just trying to like do a thing. Duchess?
Would she have the instinct that if she saw someone like dive, she would dive? Like, is that something she picked up?
I will say
the
that
war,
for an ordinary person who served in the war, I would say that is an instinct you might have. I would say in your case, your instinct might be slightly different. That's entirely up to you. I'll tell you what you could do though.
Might operate under Toon logic.
She flattened on herself against the wall.
No, there was an idea I had, but like, I don't want to assume that it would work just because my brain thinks it works. That's why.
Understood.
I was gonna drop a safe on myself. But
understood. Yes, you are not at the level where you can protect yourself in that sort of means.
Thank you.
Yes.
I was looking through the sheet. I was like, "Wait, do I get that at all, or is that?"
That's some ask the animator for a way out stuff. That
Got
you
it.
get on a
Okay.
higher level.
Yeah. So then she dives. Yeah, she dives.
So you dive. Okay. In that case, can everybody please, at advantage, make a dexterity saving throw? Cynthia is also just like jumping down on a small figure behind the bar.
Oh man, thank God that was at advantage.
19.
17.
23.
Wow.
Just not 20.
It's very good.
14.
Cynthia's is too. What was that?
Cynthia.
14.
14. Okay. You guys are level 1, so I'm not an insane person. So the DC of this was 12. It sounds like everybody actually made that. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. So then it will be half damage against this. And I don't roll amazingly high as, and it's not really the bullets that are hitting anybody, but suddenly the entire storefront is being peppered with Tommy gun fire as just multiple bullets flying through kind of over everyone's heads. Most of the 3 points of damage you all take are coming from like pieces of wood getting
Glass.
embedded in you and stuff like that. Glass shatter. Maybe someone gets grazed by a bullet here or there, but you mostly all got down.
Well, that's almost half of my HP, so sure.
We are going to go ahead. Yeah, I mean, it's not high, so I'm glad everybody rolled high on that.
Was it 3 damage? We took half of 3.
And then I drink the rest of the milkshake.
It would have been 6 damage, so it's half of that is 3 for everyone who succeeded. But at this point, my friends, we do need to roll for initiative.
Ugh. Who dares?
If I may ask,
Yep.
does the fact that I'm small make any difference in that?
No, because you would have gotten sprayed with glass and such
Debris.
the same as anyone.
Oof. 22 for Duchess.
22 for the Duchess.
I got a nat 20.
Okay.
21.
21 for Leo. Anybody else 15 or higher?
Hold on, I think I'm
Ooh.
20.
20.
20 for Luminus and Sha'Nehl. Which of you has the higher dex?
I have 1.
I have 14.
Okay, so we'll go
Plus 2.
Luminus at 20, then Sha'Nehl at 20. All right, it sounds like, what was Scrakk?
8.
8 for old Scrakk, and you have a 5 for old Dominic.
Correct.
Okay, I will roll for your dear friend, Jumpin' Gianna.
Junkie.
I will roll for, you do have people here, I'll roll for Ambrosia. Actually, wait, Ambrosia looks at you like, should I do something?
Yeah.
Ambrosia will then roll for initiative.
No initiative at all. Just set it at 0. She has no initiative. It
Yeah,
sounds
she
like.
can't. Yeah, she can't. She doesn't make initiative roll. She just always goes.
Yes,
Shut.
go,
Oh,
yes,
are we
go.
doing this? Like,
Ambrosia.
Can I take a break?
And then I'll roll for Cynthia as well. Why not?
So we're just sitting in her chair, just drinking her alcohol while Tommy gunfire sprayed around her or something.
Yeah, she didn't jump down. Actually, that's a fair point. I should roll her a dexterity saving throw. Succeeded. Even not an advantage. She just, and she looks like, You're like, she's like, okay. She kind of starts fumbling for some stuff. Okay. And then I always ask people this: do you want me to roll the bad guys as one or individually?
1.
Individually.
How many are there?
You're on.
You
Not
don't
like
know?
individually.
okay.
Save time.
If there's like,
because it's easier for you.
Yeah, if there's too many, I wouldn't say individually. But if there's only a couple, like,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like if there's like 7 guys out there, I don't want 7 guys in a row going. Like I just,
yeah.
That's fair. Okay, I'll roll them individually then. I'll roll them all. Okay.
Oh, so there are 7 guys out
that's
there.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, there's 8
All of
guys
us
out
go,
there.
You're gonna
and
put
then all of
7
them
guys-
go.
Put in the work and roll, Philip.
Well, like if you group like 2 or 3 together, that's fine. But I don't want like what Kyla said, not like 7 in a row.
Yeah.
That's bad.
So that all of us go.
They're all
and then
getting
of
7
them
in a
go.
row anyway because they all rolled natural 20s and they have like plus 5
I mean,
dex.
if that's what happens, that's what happens. But
And it's just Civil War rules, you know.
That's
we
not
shoot,
what happens,
and then they
guys.
shoot.
yeah.
They all rolled once.
What was the Providia campaign where we got all those flying guys that abducted?
Live?
No, it was during the church attack in the Providia campaign.
Oh, they tried to kidnap me.
They all
was fun.
like yeah.
Duchess. So, from outside, some people just did some shenanigans. They are blasting at you guys, kind of with a spraying fire, trying to take the place out. What would you like to do?
Am I able to at least run to the doorway and attack?
Oh, for
Like
sure.
a range attack? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I run to the doorway and bazooka.
So you guys see Duchess run to the doorway and kind of just...
She puts on her coat first.
Duchess pulls on her coat, and Duchess, where does the bazooka come from?
From her
Is this a bazooka from
Alright.
Bazungas?
Yes, because it's a 2 and she has 2 titties, so the bazooka comes from the bazongas.
All right, so basically,
Open
you
up.
guys notice she
Bazonga
runs, she
bazooka?
pulls on a coat, runs to the door, pulls a bazooka from out of her décolletage, and is going to fire.
Tunes don't have décolletage; they have bazongas.
Fair enough. She's got her
Dongaroos.
Yeah,
her
her honkers.
her honkers. So as you get to the door, you notice that outside there are 4 elves wearing like any variation of like newsboy cap. Maybe one's in a fedora, a couple bareheaded. 2 men, 2 women. They all have sort of Tommy guns, which have not really been working that great. They're kind of a toss-up, and in fact, typically people have to roll. But upon seeing you there, they're like they look surprised that anyone's standing, especially a cartoon pulling a bazooka out of her tits. So, what would you like to do? There are 4 of them. Yeah.
I mean, there's no way the bazooka can hit all of them, right?
The bazooka is a single target weapon.
Yeah.
I mean, anything you create is a single target weapon.
I guess just like shoot in the middle of it, like just right, whoever's the most middle standing person.
Go for the middle one. You're going after a dude in a newsboy cap, an elf, who's like, holy mother of pearl. So make your attack roll.
15.
15 hits.
Dope. So this is just, this is the animated attack, right?
Yes, animated attack.
Okay. Just making sure. All right. And then that is a 6 on the die, plus 3, 11 damage. Nope, 9. Yep,
9.
6 plus 3 is 9.
9 is a good amount of damage. This person looks practically like gets hit and sees a... Oh, and what fires out of the bazooka? Is it like a shell?
A shell?
Like, you know, like an artillery shell, like an animated artillery shell?
Oh,
is there
yes.
a kiss on
Is it a blue? Is it a
Yes.
turtle shell?
I mean, yes. So it was a pink shell with a red lipstick kiss on it. Now it's a gray shell with a darker gray lipstick kiss on it. It's less fun, but yes.
And he sees this coming, and he was like, holy mother of pearl, what in the... And he almost like leans into it, seeing it, and then it hits him and like blows him back 5 feet onto his back. And he's been just smacked with this like bludgeoning damage of this paint, and you actually do see some paint kind of explode. And just as he's hit, right as it's about to impact, the lips just kind of go as he's blasted back. Duchess, that is, you still actually, that's probably all your movement because you had to stand up to run to there. So you took a shot. Any bonus actions or anything?
I don't think so, because we're only level 1. Most of my stuff is just...
Yeah, most of your stuff is just harm people with nonsense. Very good. In that case, Leo, you are up. So Duchess is like in the doorway. You can kind of like step out of the doorway if you want to.
No, I was gonna... In my head, she got up, put on the coat, and then she got down.
Squatted and did that. Perfect. Yeah. With the slit
not
going all the way up to the gray.
Like, yeah.
You kneel down. I get you.
Yeah.
I'm picturing it great. And the camera would be just out of the way for it to not be an indecent.
And we said she was just like the tallest you can be, but small, right?
Yeah.
So if she's kneeling, she's still pretty small. So people go over her.
She's the minimum height to be considered medium, basically. So Leo, you are up.
Leo will poke his head out over the bar and grab his glass, which is probably shattered now. He was like, what a waste of perfectly good vodka. And then he will cast Spirit Storm on the 4 people outside.
Ooh, Spirit Storm, eh? That's very fun. All right.
Though. The Spirit Storm is not a...
Oh, no, it's... it's around myself. I forgot the ranged thing. He will run outward and then cast it.
Okay.
How far from the...
I'll say that because you ducked behind the bar, give me an athletics check.
All right.
You could do acrobatics if you'd rather, I guess.
Okay.
Most people would.
16.
With a 16, I will say that actually, yes, you are not prone. You ducked back behind the bar, so you are able to just kind of like slide over the bar and run out. You can get outside. Now, Spirit Storm, what is the radius on Spirit Storm?
20-foot radius.
You're probably going to hit the Duchess if you do it. Can you choose people, though? Or is it everyone?
All creatures of your choice.
Okay, so you can avoid, in that case, yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So I will make all 4 of them make charisma saving throw.
All right,
Yeah. As I basically like give this unearthly shriek, and spirits start flowing up around me out of the ground.
So basically, you see these just like this huge storm of ghosts beginning to fly around as these individuals are out there. They're going to make charisma saving throws. Okay.
The save is 13.
13. That is a fail by 4. That is a success. That is a failure by... So I need to cap... This is a thing that I know and I just didn't put in your document. There is a cap to how much damage they take when they fail the save. However, this person is also frightened of you, the third one to fail, because they rolled a 2 and have no thing on it. And the last one rolls a natural 1. So, they're not going to take more than 5 of the extra damage. Okay. So go ahead and roll your d4.
A 3.
A 3. Okay, so 2 of them take 8. The one who Dutch hurt actually dies. So you've taken out one of the elves. 2 of them take 8 and one of them takes... Actually, no, I'm doing it in order. So one of them only takes 3. But then one has taken 8 and one has taken 7. Okay. So you see them like howling in the pain at that, and one of them is actually afraid of you. Okay. Very good. As this sort of storm of these spirits howling outside, it's pretty scary.
I want to like duck down, like in front of like whatever is left of the bar, so that nobody shoots me as they're throwing attacks at these people.
Well, now, so you ran out to get outside to get them.
Right, but like, is there any like? I want to kind of like move off to the side so that like.
No, you used all your movement to get to them.
You used your movement to get to them to hit them, so you're kind of just
Then I will just kind of crouch down in place.
Understood. You're kind of crouching sort of near where the Duchess is. Sure. Or Duchess is. Okay. In that case, it is the turn of Luminus.
Such a waste of perfectly good milkshakes.
Your milkshake has been blown apart, by the way, yes.
Yeah, and I'm super sad.
Understandable.
But I will look at one of the ones he's damaged and just burn, and I'll shoot a firebolt at him.
Understood. Make your attack roll.
That is 20, not natural.
That will certainly hit. Roll your damage. Your sweet, sweet D10.
9.
Oof, that one is toast in that case. So basically, another one. However, as you hit them with the fire damage, there is this strange moment as, like a firebolt tends to work. It's a pretty standard evocation. However, please roll a D100 for me.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
31.
31. In this case, you were able to do it. There's no sort of hint of attempting any sort of chromatic spell. You were able to do it, no problem. It's all good. Wonderful. Okay, anything else, Luminus?
I'll duck back behind the bar.
So you kind of get up, you sort of see one out there, you hit with fire.
Bastard. So,
yeah, Leo and Duchess, you see this flame going over your head. It is now Sha'Nehl's turn. So Sha'Nehl, you saw Leo go out and kind of do the Spirit Storm. You're very familiar with that spell. What would you like to do?
Well, I stand up and I say, "Oh, this is very, very rude." I point at them and cast Ghost Beam at whoever is closest or most damaged-looking one.
Perfect. Go ahead and make your attack.
Can I? Sorry, just quickly. Can I see her doing this?
You can.
Then, as a reaction, I will use, let me get the exact name of it. This spells Trouble. And Sha'Nehl, I will shout to you, like, channel the spirits tighter, or just give you a little advice on how to cast your spell, and you gain an extra D4 to your attack roll.
Channel
the bar?
spirits tighter, yeah, basically.
Are you at the bar and you're sitting outside the door? This ghost beam?
What, 13 hit?
A 13 does not hit. That includes your extra D4?
Yes.
Yes, unfortunately it doesn't, and they actually, because you guys were firing out, like, Luminus I added it to, too. Since you're trying to, like, fire out, like, through doors and broken windows, they have a little bit of cover. So yes, you miss, the ghost beam misses. All right.
Then I duck away.
Understood.
A literal beam of ghosts or something?
Basically, yes. It's basically just like pure
like a spirit
concentrated ethereal energy, and you roll
that's
a d.
terrifying.
The damage dies at d13 because it's fun.
It's spirit gun from Yu Yu Hakusho. You know.
Oh.
It is now the turn of one of these wily elves. This is the one with the no, you already killed the one with the newsboy hat. So this one, she doesn't have anything on her head. She sort of looks at this and just goes, fall back already! She's gonna do some like cover fire. So first we have to roll to see if her gun even works. It does. She sees Leo and Duchess there. She will do evens Leo, odds Duchess. She's going for Leo because it's Jeremy and that's the only person I can ever roll attacks against.
Yep, that's fair.
Okay, that's an 18 on the die, so it's a lot.
That'll definitely hit me.
Of course, it's
So
gonna hit you.
you take. This might hurt here.
Oh, man.
I rolled really high on this. You just take 8 points of damage.
I'm down.
So she just
Oh, wow.
into this mannequin, and you see some like chips falling off as like the faces kind of fall, and the mannequin falls.
Does my head fall off or like my arm get blown off or something?
Let's say on a 5 or 6, you'll lose something. It's a 1. No, you're pretty intact.
Okay.
Minus the bullet holes.
Duchess,
Good
you see
old
this
one.
mannequin just fall down next to you. That elf starts running down the street, and you all hear kind of like as a held action, you see headlights turning on and an engine starting. Ambrosia's turn. Ambrosia kind of just does one more look at Dominic, like,
Yeah.
okay. Ambrosia will jump through the broken window she was sitting in front of, it, like shattered over her. And she'll just run to the one elf who's like standing there scared of Leo. And she just kind of just pulls a knife out and just grabs the guy and is just going to try to into his throat. Sorry. Ambrosia's not on her best right now. I apologize.
Oh, man.
Cynthia will spend her turn protecting her child.
As she should.
So that brings us to Scrakk.
I have 2 quick questions. Sorry.
Absolutely.
Just in general, is that reaction ability that I have, the Dispel's Trouble, does that need to be used before the roll? Or can I use it after the outcome of the roll is known?
I would say it's probably good to do it, to do it before the roll is made.
Figured. I'll ask the other one later, actually. So Scrakk mutters under his breath. He's like, it's a good thing they made us take those basic combat courses.
Yeah.
And he will get up, try and... Can he see through the window at this point? Can I see the other person?
Yes, there's one person has run to a car down the street that is now on. The other person is standing there, like, avoiding this orc Ambrosia who's trying to stab him.
Okay.
I think her problem was she was only, like, she was going for the throat so hard that it was just really telegraphed. She was, like, knife into throat, and he was like, okay. And she's just like, where's the throat? Oh, yeah.
Damn it.
If there's only one left, I don't think I'm going to enter flow state. I'm going to pull out my, I guess it's a short bow. Can I flavor that as a handgun, or are they different in this? Or would they be substantially different?
So I'm so sorry. There's so much of it I didn't give you. You may have a handgun if you like. Handguns frequently don't work. Like there's a magical curse on all firearms.
Okay.
So short bows are
We'll
much
stick
more...
with short bow because they're more reliable. Then so I will. I'll pull out my short bow, and I'll take a shot at the remaining.
The one who's still there. Go ahead.
The one who's still there. Yeah. I don't think that's gonna hit. That's a 10.
A 10 does not hit.
Okay.
And especially because you are, I assume you haven't gone out there. You're like firing.
Yeah, I haven't gone out. I'm shooting from inside.
It actually doesn't. It bounces off the side of the window. It doesn't even.
Sure. I'll try and use my remaining movement to just get behind something.
Okay, cool. So just
if there's like a support beam or something like that, and that'll end my turn.
Perfect. All righty. Dominic. I was like, somebody named D, but I already had Duchess. Oh, right, Dominic. New party. I don't know everyone's names. Dominic.
Right.
These people just came to your house.
Who does that? I look outside and I see, actually, we're a mob, so it's like, okay, which of these punks are doing it now? And do I recognize, in general, this elf?
They're elves, and they were whistling an elvish song. So, I will say with a pretty good degree of certainty, you would imagine this is the Olira family.
Olira family?
The Olira. I'll put that into some chat for you, because it's spelled weird because elves.
I assume because Philip.
No, it's elves are spelled weird. There it is in Twitch chat. Here it is in other chat.
Okay, that is weird.
Goodness.
Olire.
That doesn't sound very orcish.
Olire.
Olire. Those damn Olires.
Olire. So, the Olire.
Alright. I take a quick glance outside. How far away is the one that... So, how far away am I to the doorway and then to any of the other people?
You kind of just, like, you hit the ground, so you did not duck behind the bar. So you can, you can hop up. You can easily go, like, you can get 5 feet outside. There is one about 10 feet past that. Mm-hmm. And then one has run to the car who's, like, more like 40 feet down the street.
40 feet. Okay. There's a lot of debris around here, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there is.
What is my starting equipment as a gumshoe?
I mean, I think you get a few weapons, but you're proficient with punches and improvise, so you can certainly pick up debris and just chuck it. That's an improvised weapon.
Yeah, exactly. So I was thinking, I just want to pick up some debris from my bar that they messed up, and I see this son of a. Actually, it looks like a daughter of a bee running away towards this car, and I'm just gonna improvise one of the pieces of the walls or bricks or something
a broken shard of something. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so go ahead and make the attack roll now. You're standing up. That's 15 feet of movement. Are you running after at all? Because I think the range of these for you is it's 30-60 for thrown, I believe.
Oh, is it 30-60? I think
so. For a thrown thing, I mean, that's for most thrown stuff. That's the. I'll double check, but like.
So if it's 40 feet, it's outside of the normal range.
It would be a lot. It would be a disadvantage.
Oh well, Dominic's not the kind who does trigonometry in real time, so he's gonna chuck it at the farther one to try to stop her. So.
Okay, cool. So you throw that at her. Go ahead.
All right. I'll trust Gianna. Is that her name, Gianna?
Mm-hmm. Gianna.
Yeah. Not Gianna, Ambrosia to take care of this. Well, was it Gianna who's knifing the guy?
No, Gianna's on the ground still. Ambrosia's
okay,
yeah. So what do you?
Yeah, I'll trust her. So, I rolled there's a disadvantage, right? From
disadvantage.
This range of the brick. So 8 plus. Let's see, that's a strength check. 4 is 12. That won't make it.
So yeah,
it goes
as you
wide or something like that.
Hurl this at this person, it just kind of doesn't even quite make it to the car, and you hear this elvish laugh in response. Of like, oh, there's a little fight in them.
Two of you guys are dead here, and this one's gonna be dead in a week once we get all the information from him. Don't kill him, Ambrosia. We need him.
The one who's with Ambrosia is gonna look up at Ambrosia, who's there, and is going to is actually just gonna try to shoot the Tommy gun at close range at Ambrosia. The gun will function. This is a disadvantage because Ambrosia's trying to like push it away. Oh wait,
it's a range attack at melee, so that's just naturally disadvantage.
Disadvantage here. Let me get another monochromatic die. All right.
He's in
guys.
Hold on. He's at. Oh, you can't do double disadvantage. He's also in range of someone who's scared of.
He's also scared. He's both scared and in melee range, so it's disadvantage. However, I just rolled an 18 and a 19.
You son of a.
So, just at close range, just tears into Gianna. Let's roll those.
These poor NPCs.
That's really high.
And me.
He's a half-orc.
Ambrosia is a half-orc. So oh no, Ambrosia's an orc.
Yeah. Is a full
Just
orc.
full orc. Damn it. They don't have the
No.
the endurance that we have.
Honestly, Ambrosia didn't even need to. Ambrosia could have, in this case, used the thing she has, which is she can use a bonus action to move into melee range against someone. She was the only one of you already close enough she didn't need to. Ambrosia's down.
Wow. No.
As just Ambrosia kind of falls back, and as she falls, she kind of just looks at you as she's like falling backwards and has this look on her face of like, should I be fighting? You know, down, bleeding out in the street.
Ambrosia. Oh man.
This elf, having stopped this person in melee, now is going to kind of like probably squeezes out just a couple other random bullets go here or there. Is now running for the car, the getaway vehicle. And because they are moving away from the source of their fright, that is totally fine. Gianna is gonna get to go now. Gianna is an orc as well. So you see Gianna just stand up, kind of like brush some stuff off of herself. She's wild eyes, and she just goes, "Those pointy-eared bastards!" And she is going to just like run full speed, leaping over the through the broken window, over a table and such. She's pretty strong. She is going to run out there, using her bonus action like orcs get to sort of close the distance, going 60 feet.
Wow.
And she will try to grab a hold of that. Or so basically, it's hard to see because like the bright lights of the headlights are kind of flying out. So for a second, she's like silhouetted, and now you're seeing like shapes on the wall next to it as she's trying to pull this one orc. She's going to be actually just pulling out like her club, and she's going to try to take that guy out.
Bonk him.
5 on the die, so it doesn't.
Damn it.
So she's
These
over there.
NPCs.
Now, Dominic, there's something you should be aware of.
Okay.
Gianna, she's a maid orc. They're not supposed to die.
They're not.
And right now she is over there with 2 Tommy gun wielding people in a car.
Wait, she made it to the car?
She made it to the car because she could bonus action. She made it 45 feet because she could stand up for 15, run, and bonus action her movement as long as she then makes an attack.
All right, I'm gonna run in there once it's my turn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But we now come all the way back around to Duchess. So there's this guy unconscious on the ground next to you. You have your bazooka, and they are about 40 feet away from you, or actually 30 feet away from you, where you are. There's 2 elves have gotten away. One of the orcs is down in the street. The other orc has run to the car. What would you like to do, oh Duchess?
Can I get to the car?
Yes, actually, you have 30 feet of movement. You can get to the car if you'd like.
I want to get to the car.
All right. Duchess, you move to the car. You see this orc. She's trying to club this elf who's half climbing in. There's another elf like hanging out the side, like trying to like reload her gun. She sees you. There's an elf behind the wheel looking kind of scared and confused. As you sort of pull up. And for a second, the elf in the car, actually, let me roll the sexuality of that elf real quick. Yes, very interested in female forms. And this elf is
it
just
obvious?
Like, yes. This elf is just like jaw hanging open as you kind of come up silhouetted like ba-doom, 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 ba-doom with a
I'll
bazooka.
kill them last then.
Oh my god.
It's appreciative he gets killed last.
Is it possible?
Mm-hmm.
So there's an elf in the driver's seat. Mm-hmm. One in the back.
One on the back. The one who's taking the least damage and who seems to be like kind of like the leader or had called out the orders to like retreat. That one is like hanging out of like the driver's side back door. And then there's one trying to get into the passenger seat who is currently Gianna's trying to take that one out.
Oh, well, if she's going for that one, then I'll go for the other one.
Okay, cool.
Not the driver that's totally
Understood.
into me, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take your what are you gonna do? Bazooka?
No. Because I'm close, right?
You can be in melee with that one for sure.
Can I? Because it's all cartoony. So can I be in melee but still use a pistol, like an oversized pistol?
Not,
okay.
It's just a melee attack for you. It's not a ranged attack because you're
perfect.
You make it look like. I mean, it's like you're putting it against them, and yeah. So go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that. All right.
Where does that get pulled from?
The fur coat pocket.
So you drop the bazooka, which just kind of shimmers away. You pull out a pistol, and this elf, having seen this before, is like trying to take some defensive measures, but then you simply touch them. You're making the thing, and so go ahead and make your attack.
21.
That will hit.
7 damage.
That elf took that damage. This elf does seem a little hardier than the other, seems a little cannier, but that definitely hurt. And she's like glaring like, it's a fucking cartoon! That actually hurt! She shot me, it wasn't a bullet, but that hurt, and like, I felt like I got punched! She's really mad. Leo, you're on the ground. Please make a death saving throw. You mannequin. If you die in session 1, I will both feel bad and also will be like, well, I guess it wasn't meant to be that there's 2 spirit medium mannequins.
Yeah. Also, I think I've gone down in both of our campaigns in the first fight now. I think Calais went down in the first fight as well.
No, Ka was the one that
That
went
was
down.
me.
Oh, yeah, it was. Oh, yeah.
I was against that.
Because
Remember,
Ka was
because
the one
him-
with like 4 health.
Oh,
Him
that's
begging
true.
and like pleading helped us survive longer. Like.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
That's
He
so
begged and
fun.
pleaded with wolves, and then
Oh
they
my God.
bit him.
Oh my god. What do you got?
That was great.
I rolled over 10.
Older for 10. So
Success.
we're totally trying to stabilize. We'll see how it goes. But for now, Luminus, it is your turn. So now, Luminus, you're still like behind the bar. You hear action outside. You can't really see anything at this point.
Can I go outside the bar? Make
Yeah,
it
you
outside
can
the bar?
go. Either you can go to the door. Currently, there's a dead mannequin lying in there, or you can go to like through the broken window where you can see more, but you can't really go outside.
Would I not be able to see outside at all towards the driver?
You can see it. You'll have to go to either the window or the door, but you can see from there for sure.
Okay, then I would like to do that so I can be able to shoot. I'll shoot the one because there's Dominic and no, it's not Dominic. It's Contessa and
Contessa and Gianna.
Dominic's
there.
still in the bar. The only people over there are the Contessa and Gianna. Yeah,
I will shoot the one that the Contessa's.
the Duchess
fire.
Contessa's taking on. Go for it. And this is another firebolt.
Yes.
All right, make your attack roll. This is a straight shot. You can see them, windows broken. Yeah. Ordinarily, I'd say they might even have cover because Duchess is in front of them, but this person is standing like up on like the runner of the car, so you've got a pretty good shot.
That's 15.
Ooh, 15. God, where was this one go? I closed the tab. Sorry. THUG. Spoiler alert. Oh yeah, that hits. They have no AC. Go for it.
So they only
They have
one
no
hit point.
AC.
They don't. Yeah, they don't have it. No, she has okay AC.
Okay.
She has better than what's in the thing, but a 15 does hit. What do you got?
Everything works like magic missile against them. It just hits.
Yeah,
Just works. Thanks, Todd.
That's 4 damage.
4 damage. Okay, cool. As she gets a little bit burnt up, roll a d100 for me. You won't have to do it all the time, but you do have to do it right now.
41.
All good. Okay.
I was beat up earlier by Contessa.
She did get hit by the Contessa, yes.
All right.
So she's now taken more than people who've dropped, so she's clearly like a bit of a brains of
She's
the
a tougher
operation.
one. I see.
Sha'Nehl, it is your turn.
Well, I walk to the door,
Okay.
look down the street,
Mm-hmm.
look down at Leo,
Yeah.
look down at the street again, Leo.
Are you a cartoon too?
And then I lean over and
We're
touch
all a little
Leo
toony.
and cast Cure Wounds.
Cast Cure Wounds
Little
on Leo.
loony.
Please roll your healing for that, as Leo, you will come back to
8
life.
plus
8?
5, right?
Wow.
It's
Eight
plus
and
your
eight?
just your wisdom modifier.
Is the modifier? What is
Damn,
my
So
I'm
it's
back
probably,
at
it's
max
probably
health.
11.
I'm back at max
Yes.
health. My max
no,
is 10.
it's 2, so it's 10.
Oh, 10.
Hey.
Oh, there.
10 is my max.
Nice.
Everyone's just great. You just gotta touch them.
Use my hit, steal one. Good. We are back in business.
Yeah, and in fact, there is something interesting about the healing that happens. Does seem to be in the form of like you almost all just hear like the slight sound of like power grinders and like paint applications. It's kind of like a, but you're back. Wonderful. That
Doesn't even matter if it's the right shade of paint or not. You would never know.
The elf who's attacking you, Duchess, this boss, she is going to, she doesn't want to get rid of her Tommy gun. She's going to try to shoot you close range, so it'll be disadvantage. She first has to roll to see if it works. Nope. Her gun misfires in her hands.
Jams, huh?
It like blows back at her.
Wow.
She takes a little damage from it. She doesn't take the full damage, but she does take...
Is that enough to kill it?
5. No. She takes 5 points of damage, but she's still okay.
Damn.
As she winces as this thing happens, and now the gun's jammed, she will make her second attack. Having done this, she then just tries to wield it like a club and smack you with it.
Damn, this is the boss lady.
That would be an 11 to hit.
14 armor class.
She tries to do it, and you kind of like,
can I just like elastic move?
We'll say you kind of do an elastic move, and just to be as puerile as possible, you kind of elastic move, and she like hits you in like the boobs, but you'd already moved, so they're just paint boobs, so it just kind of
bounces
like,
off. Yeah.
What? She looks very confused. Ambrosia has to make a death saving throw. Would you like to make it for her, Dom?
I shall. She is under my wing.
Yeah.
3. No. That's 1 death fail.
Mm-hmm. Dead.
She's not a maid orc, though, right?
No, she's an associate. I mean, it would be bad if she dies, because it's like, you have to train somebody else.
But that's just the line of business.
Yeah. Cynthia... Cynthia has to make a morality saving throw.
To leave her son and join the battle.
Not to try to save Ambrosia, I guess.
That's exactly right. Is she going to protect her child, who is relatively safe now? Is she going to protect her own? Or is she going to now run out, risk her life to try to save Ambrosia, who has always been very good to her?
They're both moral options as far as I'm concerned.
That's a tricky thing. Cynthia rolls very high in this morality saving throw. And those of you back there hear her say, just stay down, Nov. And she grabs a bottle and she vaults over the bar. She will use a bonus action to dash. With her cunning action, she will run to...
She's a rogue.
She used to be. She did some things in her past, who hasn't?
Right.
She runs over to Ambrosia, and then will uncork and pour a potion into Ambrosia. Now, will this potion work? Well, that remains to be seen. It's another one of your... This is 2 of your people. Dominic, roll me a D100.
D100.
She picked one that's like relatively like she's not picking crazy things.
She's not taking the high end stuff.
But yeah, so we'll see.
96, the opposite of nice.
No, in this case, the opposite of nice is. In this case, though, the higher the better. So yes, as it turns out, she pours this in, and Ambrosia regains. Can you roll a D4 for me?
D4.
Yeah, it's a sort of single. It's a D4 plus 1.
1.
Okay, so basically,
so
Ambrosia is up with 2. Scrakk, it is your turn. So basically, Sha'Nehl just healed Leo. Luminus is shooting out the window. The Duchess and Jumpin' Gianna, they're fighting some elves over there. Leo's on the ground. It looks like Ambrosia's. And now, basically, Cynthia has healed Ambrosia and then, like, lies flat on the ground, like, behind Ambrosia.
All right.
I healed you, but if you get shot, you're getting shot, not me.
Okay. I'll exit the bar at this point. So
okay.
I'll move out. How much movement does it take for me to get out the door?
From where you kind of had also been in the, it'll take you, You're small. You're small and can squeeze through stuff. So there's no problem with Sha'Nehl and Leo both being there. It takes you 10 feet to just be outside. Yeah.
And from what I'm understanding, all the enemies are like 40 feet down.
There's a car from now you're other at. There's a car 30 feet away. On one side of it, Gianna's trying to just like club someone. On the other side, Duchess Contessa, you see a gun kind of like a gun is like boingy off of something as Duchess Contessa's doing like a kind of like a worm sort of motion. There is a driver of the car. You can't see this because the lights are sort of in your face. But Duchess, you sort of see the driver who's just like, if the driver were in inked, there would be a tongue rolling out, some eyeballs going. So,
Two
Scrakk.
questions. Do I think I can have any realistic chance of doing damage to the wheels of this car with my short bow?
With a short bow, it would be hard, but you could try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the driver behind like a windshield, or is that
driver's behind a windshield?
Okay. I will then aim at the woman that we've been attacking.
The one Duchess has been fighting and who Luminus went for? Cool. Take a shot.
Yes. I'll go ahead and take a shot at her with my short bow once I can.
Perfect.
Does a 17 hit?
The 17 does hit. Even if I were to give her like half cover from Duchess, which I barely would. Because Duchess moved out of the way.
Here, so let's see.
Max the damage. Let's go.
4 + 3, so 7 piercing damage.
7 piercing. She takes an arrow to the shoulder, and she's just like, "Damn it, get out of here already!" Okay, that is Scrack's turn.
Slay's got some.
Oh wait, not do float.
She's Duchess. You see, she's doing really bad now. Scrakk, anything else?
I was gonna bonus action hide, but I'm pretty sure I have to be in flow state for that. So.
Yes, yeah. You basically only get your bonus action when you're flow state, and this was not quite a flow state.
I don't think I want to enter flow state for this, so yeah.
Perfect.
No.
All right.
I'll use my movement to if I can get behind something, I'll do that.
You kind of just dodge back.
Yeah.
Okay. Dominic, it is your turn.
All right. I can make it to the car in one movement, right?
You can.
I was already inside, so I make
You
it to
were
the
already,
car. Yeah. All right. So there's this one really beat up thug that everyone is beating up on. There's
she seems to be like the leader. There's one who's not as beat up, who jumping Gianna is still not hurt. Then there's a driver who's unharmed, and the car seems relatively unharmed.
So he's gonna. Is it possible for me to reach into the car, drag out the driver so he can't drive away?
It's clever because the driver goes next. Yes, I will say it will be a contested grapple, but it's going to be disadvantage for you and advantage for them, given how many bodies you're like pushing through and they're in a car.
I see.
But you can definitely do it, and you do start with a couple clue points. You could spend a clue
Their advantage should be canceled out if they're distracted by my bouncing boobies.
You know what? Or make them have a wisdom save, actually, to that very point. That's
Charmed.
very reasonable.
Are they
point.
charmed?
Make a titty save.
Their titty saving throw. They fail a titty saving throw. So yes, they do not have advantage. So it would be disadvantage for you, a straight roll for them. You could cancel out your disadvantage with a clue point if you wanted to.
All right.
Everyone does. They're so it's so distracting.
Let's do that. Let's see. Advantage on ability check saving throw. Okay, so I'd just be straight
roll.
Then.
Yeah.
But he would have disadvantage, right? As you said.
No, because he was going to have.
Oh, he had advantage.
Okay. So it's
we're canceling out all of our bonuses and malices. We'll do that then.
Basically, so. it's for a flat one-on-one thing.
I see. Okay, I got a little bit of insight, so I'm going to, do that. I'm going to reach in. Well, I'm opening the door. I'm not just gonna break through the window and grab him.
You can. With how many dice that are being spent on this and the way he's looking at that, he rolled down the window to like get like a better like ooh yeah look. So yeah, you can just or the window was down already because he's been in a car all night waiting for so yeah yes you could just try to pull him out. So it's a contested thing. And it's athletics. He will use athletics in response.
Damn it. 6 + 4 is 10.
That is unfortunately under his 23.
God damn it.
I rolled a 19. So basically you try to pull this person out and And no, it would be a 21 because he's not proficient. In any case, you try to pull this person out, but he actually will say, because he failed the titty check, he like fights you off. He's like, "Let go of me, you orc bastard! I want to see the show."
All right, let's see. Okay.
You're the loveliest thing I ever seen since the shores of Leande.
Okay, so I'm
He's
gonna
getting
make
punched in the face
a
with the
rules
car.
question check. So
Yes, please.
when I make an attack
Yeah.
with a light weapon, I'm allowed to then attack with, and then I can replace an attack with a grapple. Am I able to, since I use my hand to try to grapple, one hand, do I still have one hand to try to punch something?
Well, you don't have extra attack yet.
No. It's, light. You can attack two hands with light attacks.
Oh, I see.
And my hands are bare, so they're obviously light.
I don't think unarmed strikes count as that. You don't get the immediate monk thing. No, unfortunately.
All right, fine. I tried.
No, it's always
Very
definitely
well.
worth a
I'm
question,
there.
but yes, sadly no.
Well, I'm there, and I'm just there trying to get this punk out of
trying
here.
to pull this guy out, but no good. But you are kind of grappling him. The elf who's on Gianna is going to actually disengage and is going to climb into the car. This is kind of what they've been waiting for, and say, "Go, go, go." Now, the elf who sees the Duchess doesn't really want to go, but he is being told to. So he will say, like, "You're lovelier than the green of my home used to be.
And the green his hole
His-
used to be?
Than the green of his home.
Home.
Than the
Home.
green
Oh my
fields."
god.
H-O-M-E.
It
I was
sounds like an
holy
integrity check
shit.
situation.
My hole used to
Wow.
be green, darling, and you're prettier than
Can
it.
I like wink at him?
Make a performance check as a reaction.
Tunes.
That is a 16.
16 is pretty good, and you hear him kind of go, "Hi." He's going to have disadvantage on his attempt to like drive out and sideswipe all of you while he does so. So he will make a vehicle handling roll at disadvantage. He does not roll a natural 1. It was almost a nat 1, but then it rolled over. But he does roll only a 5. So for him, that gets him to an 8. And he tries to sideswipe all of you and is unable to do so. He does manage to kind of get the car away. However, both Dominic and the Duchess can make opportunity attacks on the elf leader who's still hanging on outside the car. And I'm going to basically let
All right.
Jump and Gianna try to make one against the one who like just got in the car like through the window. So if you guys want to make melee op attacks, you may do so.
That one
Yes.
disengaged, though, right? The one Gianna is attacking.
That one disengaged, and left the reach, but now the car is taking that person out of the reach. So I'm going to let Gianna try to,
That we'll count that as them knowingly getting away. All right.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I got a 13.
A 13 is this person's armor class.
Yes.
I'm rolling real low.
Did you roll a 1?
No, I rolled a 5 plus 4.
That's
is
not
my
helpful, yeah.
F.
7 damage.
7 damage. This person had 6 hit points left.
Yeah.
So Duchess, how do you hit her and with what? For this final
Hammer.
melee.
A hammer.
Um,
Anvil.
You hook her out the
Can I shout out, "Don't kill her"?
Scrakk,
I'm
you
already-
can shout that out as a thing. Duchess,
I'm
you-
already debating not killing the driver. I don't know that I can not kill 2 people.
Tell you what, make a. Tell you
Someone
what,
here is
Duchess.
fast to die.
Duchess, you hear it. Please make a morality saving throw.
Fair enough.
This is what they're for.
Saving throw? Non-net 20.
You cannot kill 2 people. You don't really want to, but you're capable of it. Now, you can still choose to kill this person because it makes a lot of sense to do so. But, you deal bludgeoning damage. It's melee. You can definitely make it non-lethal and knock her out if you prefer. And please tell us what you hit her with.
Fine, I will make it non-lethal. So I'm gonna hit her with like a squeaky hammer.
So you make this cartoon hammer, and it hits her and makes this meow sound.
Yes.
And she, stunned, falls off the car as it drives away. Gianna's attack does actually hit the person who was in there. Actually, shoot. But they'd have some cover for. They'd have a +2. I don't remember exactly what she rolled. Hold on, I'm just re-rolling it. Okay, she hits him. If she can deal, it's a D8 actually. If she can deal more than, if she can roll a 2 or higher, she'll hit him. She rolls a 2. So that person dies, like, in the car as it drives away. And Jumpin' Gianna's, like, shouting out just in Orcish. Dominic, you understand what she's saying, you know, but to the rest of you, it's just like, I'm gonna go, yeah! It's just screaming, angry. But that car peels up. The driver of it, driving sort of shakily, kind of like up, rides the curb up on that, you know, Ambrosia and Cynthia in the street are like, but the car does not drive directly over them. And with that, an elf and a driver get away. The driver having had the night of his life. Oh my god, it's going to be West Side Story.
You said the elf died though, right?
Oh, that's right. The driver gets away.
Yeah.
So he has one dead body in his passenger seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the body of the passenger seat is dead. The driver hasn't taken the damage, only of his mind. And he's going to sing a song called I Just Met a Girl Called...
He didn't even know her name.
Titia. Okay, what are we... in any case...
wow.
In any case, you have a living, unconscious elf on the ground. Jumpin' Gianna goes over to her and is pulling out a knife and is like, it's time to take a couple of ears of souvenirs, right? Dominic, you want one, or are they both mine?
I'll have one. Yeah,
sounds good. She's going to do this. Scrakk, yeah.
Farther away.
No,
I probably can't hear that from my distance.
You can have closed in. We're out of initiative at this point.
I get up off the ground. All right, I'm back in the... Oh, it's over.
Are you talking about torture?
No, I'm talking about... I'm just talking about a trophy.
Here. Yeah.
Trophies.
Oh, okay.
That's how we do it down here, little
show her what
Trashaloy.
she did. It is good to have a hostage, though. You did good. Hey, all of yous.
Yeah.
You know what? All of yous. You know what? You just did the family a favor tonight. You just did the family a favor. What's your... Duchess? I know you, Duchess. I didn't know you could fucking do that.
Duchess Contessa Fox.
Duchess Contessa Fox. Duchess Contessa Fox, I didn't know you could do that. Your drinks are on the house here from now on. You understand that? You're a friend of the family.
I knew the Rose was my favorite place.
The Rose? What the
This
fuck
is not the Rose.
This is the alley.
No. I figured that out earlier. You're right.
She's like, hey, Ambrosia, get off your ass. Quit lying around. Drag her inside. Drag this elf inside. No, all of yous. That was you stood up. You stood up. You respected the family. She kind of goes over to Cynthia and just takes the bottle Cynthia had and just...
Is she okay?
No, he's all...
That's
crazy, you
that's
know?
a Wednesday for her. That's fine.
No, this is... Cynthia's obviously run back in with her child at this point.
Right.
I will sort of say
Oh my god,
that...
my research. And I run in and go grab my book.
It seems like, Jumpin' Juliana puts an arm around you, Duchess, and kind of guides you back in and says, that was beautiful. That was beautiful what you did. I saw you.
It was, and I am, yeah.
Did you shoot someone with a bazooka?
Yes.
Oh my god, I
yes.
always wanted to fire one of those things. That's amazing.
I can teach you how.
Hey, look at you, Milkshake. That wasn't too bad either. I saw you burning her up.
Yeah, it's the same about the place, but
I'll say.
order more.
Cynthia's gonna have a hard time cleaning all of this up.
Yeah.
At this
Just
point,
get
the
some
onion
magic
wakes
paint.
up.
It'll fix it all.
At this point, the onion sort of wakes up and goes.
When he's sleeping there in the corner and Tommy gun fire's going all
Oh, shit,
around
there's
him.
one other guy.
The onion looks at how much work he has. And with that, we will end session 1 of Grey in the Dark.
Ah, man.
Goodness gracious. All right. Well,
Explosive.
that was not a bad first level combat for you guys. You took out some elves. You captured one. That was good.
As we shouldn't have, but
Yeah, you got an elf. Well, that was great. Thank you guys so much. This was for some of you, this was the first time you've been playing the specific classes you're playing. I hope you enjoyed them. We can sort of talk about any you can let me know any things that didn't make sense. I think it is very nice to start at level 1 playing any class. I'll definitely say that compared to some of our test games where we've had people playing at all sorts of high levels. It can be nice to just be like, let me do this from 1 like it's intended to be. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I do want to once again plug our Kickstarter. That is running right now, and we have 2 special offers on our Kickstarter right now. If anybody out there is a fan of Blood from a Stone, or if you know anyone who is, or just people who like to, you know, contribute to things in crazy ways, if you want to kind of contribute a little extra to the Kickstarter, we have 2, actually, I assume they're still there. We have special rewards, one-of-a-kind rewards, where you can name an NPC in next week's game. You can either name a femme fatale, doesn't have to be femme, but does have to be fatale, or you can name a hired gun, someone who will be coming after the Noir party. This is for our Friday game, Blood from a Stone. They also are winding up in a Noir world based on shenanigans that happened. So there's going to be 2 different Noir things of different levels shenanigans running. I am sorry to tell you, KJ, I have mentioned this already, they are in color, and I'm just sorry about that.
Because you are breaking up with me as friends. We've established that. Yes.
That's true. But, like, again, I'm doing it in such a way where I'm not the one doing it. I'm putting you in a situation where you are no longer my friend. And therefore, I didn't do anything wrong other than the many things I did wrong. So yes, please go to our Kickstarter, check out those rewards, let your friends know about that if you know anybody who's a huge fan of the Blood from a Stone silliness. We also, the Kickstarter is just going on, it's all these classes you saw tonight, Believer, Spirit, Mediums, all these cartoon options are in there. It's a lot of fun, really fun stuff. We also have many other shows, including Blood from a Stone on Friday nights. We have Here Be Dragons on Sunday nights, and we also have Temple Flight running Mondays. Temple Flight number 1 was last night. Was super fun. I'm really excited to have that group back together and doing more super heroic shenanigans as they realize they're in the wrong universe. There was some KJ had some. I would watch the replay of that if you want to. There were some KJ's character Lumen. So there's Lumen in that game and Luminus in this game, and that just delights me to no end. KJ's character Lumen had a conversation with Lumen. And
with a being of darkness and lies.
And it was it was one of those situations where I started it knowing, like, I bet she's gonna do this fun, and then she super did. So yeah, that was really fun stuff. So please check out all our stuff. Follow us or subscribe. If you would like to, you do get 1 free subscription to Twitch. If you are on if you have the Amazon Prime, you can link it to your Twitch account. You get a free one, so give it to somebody, because otherwise it's just money you're giving to Bezos for no reason. He does own this service, but I don't think anyone cares when people say stuff like that. But just that guy has
too much money to care.
He knows he has too much money. He's fine with everyone knowing it because he still has the money. So just take a little of it and give it to various things. If not us, then some Twitch streamer somewhere, etc., etc. And yeah, that I think is my plug for the evening. Anything you guys? Anything you guys want to plug or mention or talk about? Also, if this group just doesn't, I can stop asking everyone if it's awkward where I'm like, anybody want to plug anything? Nope. Okay then. Thank you all so much for watching us. This was a lot of fun. I'm very excited about this Noir world. I'm very excited. We got the mob hit. I basically said, like, there's probably a mob hit around 9 p.m. unless they've moved on to other things, and then there'll still be a mob hit, but maybe they've left the establishment by then. So super fun stuff. We will see you all next week for more of the same. Until then, here's looking at you, kid. Good night. I should have been here's looking at you, Noir. I'm Noir looking at you anyway. See, I had a good one. I had a decent one, and then I ruined it, and now I'm just still doing